What, go on, Mr. Maps?
Yo, what it do, what it is.
You're alive and kicking.
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm a bit tired. I won't lie. I'm a bit tired at the moment. It's been a long day. Work, class, podcast. It's long. It's looking long these days. So yeah. But otherwise,
Hey, but that's what comes with securing the bag, being an adult.
that's true. That's true. This thing of liking money, bro. You end up doing a million things. I could literally just be sleeping on the couch doing nothing, being a kept man. But unfortunately, Istima will not allow me that type of privilege. Oh, man. Anyway, what's the story?
Yeah, but it is what it is. Nah, I'm easy, dog. Easy. I just came from load shedding. ESCOM and South Africans don't know it yet, but we're well on our way to that promised land. People are still skeptical, but I know. I know the signs. I've seen them. Starts off with 2 hours here, 2 hours there. Before you know it, hang 3 hours, and then before you know it, hey.
Nah, I think so.
Whole
Probably when I'm in SA, no more Airbnbs for a while. Yeah, I just do hotels because imagine paying buckets of money for a nice Airbnb and Nabula markets. I'd be fuming.
But I mean, it's thing, right? So it's winter, and so obviously the demand for electricity is high. But the problem, the primary problem is I don't think since '94, whatever, anything's been made. It's the same as the Zim water and electricity situation, right? No efforts have been made to improve current infrastructure. We're still relying on the old
Colonial infrastructure.
the old colonial infrastructure to solve to not solve but to cater to a higher number of people.
Yeah.
Sounds silly when you think about it now, but yeah, man.
No, I hear that. But anyway, welcome back, people. It is another episode of 6 Foot Weights, your favorite hour with your favorite cheese boys. My name is Tabo.
My name is Senna.
And we're back again. We're back again to do the damn things. It's going to be a hell of a show. It's going to be a good show. As promised, we have a guest here with us. He has agreed to accept to attend this, what we call a commission of inquiry. Because as fellow Zimbabweans, I believe that we should all hold each other accountable, and when you see a shepherd misleading his flock, I think it's quite an egregious sin, and these things need to be spoken about, and I can think of no better platform for this man to answer for his crimes that he constantly is verbally abusing our government at the same time. So I believe let's verbally abuse him. Mr. Kandoro, welcome to the show.
I don't think I'm welcome here, but okay. What's happening, guys?
It wasn't a warm
I
introduction.
don't know what will make you feel unwelcome.
That is the most unfriendly introduction on a podcast ever. Because, usually people try to blindside you, but you guys are like, nah. We want you to know.
No, you must know what it is, Chief.
Absolutely.
You must know.
Unfortunately for you guys, I came with all the ZANU-PF excuses. I have the whole playbook. You gave me a week to prepare. So it was in your best interest to say, no, Kandoro, we just want to talk, catch up, and then, but I have the whole playbook.
Okay.
I'm going to blame sanctions, everything.
No, we need to.
Good,
we need to actually, get into all of that, because I think, obviously, I'm sure your fans as well. They're listening to this, so we don't want to take up too much of their time as well. To be like, no, these guys, they're not getting to the point. They want to know. And I think what we can start with, Mr. Moy, I mean, you are the lawyer here. And Angiti, the accused first is given the accusations, ne? Like we tell him what we are accusing him of. And then he can plead guilty or not guilty. And
not guilty. And then say, I'm telling right, chief, on such and such a day, we suspect what you did XYZ. And then he'll tell us, and he'll give his defense. Although I don't think here there's any defending that this man can do. Personally,
no, we'll give him. I mean, we are we are believers in democracy, and innocent until proven guilty. So we will not judge him yet in this court of 6 foot weight. But Mr. Kandoro, you stand accused of masquerading as what we call a ghetto youth. Meanwhile, you have been living the most luxurious of luxurious lifestyles. Having the audacity to even, have a child in this economy, like these are small things that we just look at and no, this guy, But again,
his IG content
will ramp up. We don't. No. That's too much. Before we even go to the IG, it's just.
What's happening on IG?
Bro, you've got the IG stories of a baddie.
What do you mean?
The IG stories of a baddie.
Who's flying you out,
bro? It's always. Bro, 1 minute, like when you're on Instagram and you're like, boy, then you like your Vula story, then you see airport Dubai, airport UK, airport Zim, and you don't pay attention to who it is, right? You think, some other bad bitch. These IG.
I saw the man in Dubai on jet skis, bro. I was like, jet skis? Jet skis are very expensive in Dubai. For anyone who hasn't been here, it's not cheap. When people come here and get on a jet ski, I see these ads on my Instagram every other day. So I know what. And he was moving. He was using that fuel. But anyway, let's hold the accusations here for a second. Let the brethren speak for himself. What do you have to say to us, and more importantly, the people?
First of all, welcome to the podcast.
Wow. Thank you, I guess. But is it my chance to respond now?
Yes, please. Your opening argument.
Well, how do you guys want me to respond? Because
actually, do you plead innocent or guilty to these charges? Let's start there.
Absolute, not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not like. Listen, man. Do you guys want me to? Because there's two ways I could respond to this. One would make you feel like absolute assholes for actually alleging these crimes. But the other one who will play into. So you guys tell me what you want to choose. Do you guys want me to make you feel like assholes right at the beginning of the podcast? Because the next thing that would happen is you issuing an apology. But the other one now plays into the banter.
Okay.
So
let's go with I choose violence.
You choose violence, right?
I choose violence.
Right. I'm going to put on my woke Twitter hat.
Okay.
Basically, what you guys are saying, it's giving. It's giving classism vibes. It's rooted in.
Oh my god!
You guys don't want to see a ghetto youth thrive. That's what you're saying. You are saying a ghetto youth should always be confined within, No, but listen, man. I was telling this to someone. I was telling this to someone a few weeks ago, right? I don't know where we were, and I said something, and they gave me that look on some. How do you even know about that, or how do you even know? I think it was something like food related, or it was a drink that I asked for, and it's their response or their reaction was something to the effect of how do you even, you as a ghetto youth, how do you even know and like something like that? And my response was like, it's not, the thing is, being a ghetto youth doesn't mean we don't like nice things. It just means more often than not we can't afford them. So when we get to a time where we can afford them, you're going to see it. You're going to see. You're going to see. So, but that does nothing to, my credibility as a ghetto youth. I think, time and opportunity. But like you guys were saying last week, you guys remember the story of Moses and how when they were almost close to Canaan, they sent Joshua and them to check out what is happening there. I'm a special envoy. I'm a special envoy. I've been sent to see what the aircon life is about. So I'm here sampling it for my people, and I'll go back, give them a comprehensive report of what's happening, or, which buttons we need to press.
You sound like Sanu PF.
I told you guys I'm prepared. I came prepared.
You sound like Sanu PF.
Mangwana, bro.
That's basically it.
When those guys had ordered, I don't know what it was that they ordered just now. Those was it Toyotas, whatever it is, for the health department. Like, all executives, it's in line with standard elsewhere. I'm like, chief, here we're being triple.
Nah, when they were trying to explain the resurrection of Zubko, those are the vibes. It's giving. The resurrection of Zubko. Yeah, like this guy. But no, I mean, again,
my question to you is, would you still say you are a ghetto youth proper, Mr. Kandoro?
100%, man.
100%.
100%. The reason why I say, and it's a very confident, it's 100%. The reason why I say that, right, is what is being a ghetto youth, man?
No, okay. Let me answer that. Let me answer that question even real quick, right? I feel like you have positioned yourself in a place where initially, right, we were your material. The jokes came at our expense on the other side. So now, I mean, again, there's the whole Harare dynamics of South and North. Right. I forget the name of that street. So it's like you can't really play for both teams now, because it's like, okay, you're special envoy, as you've just said, right? But then now those jokes, they can't fly out the way they used to fly out before, because you're not here on a part-time basis. You're building a house next to the your mansion is coming up. But
see, I'm a sleeper agent.
Okay.
I'm a sleeper. Tabo, I'm deep cover. KGB deep cover. Like I'm deep in the North Samora trenches. But at the end of the day, I still go back home. I from time to time, just to I'll still ride the combi to see what's up.
That's another point of order, right there. You admit you did a show in Dubai, which I was lucky enough to attend. You admitted and said, sure, that again, if maybe my Shona translation was completely off, but from what I heard, you said you got into a combi. That's true. But what was the experience in that combi?
It was different, man. It was it was no, it was different. It's not the same anymore. You know, you I think I need a proper reorientation because the streets are not the same as they used to be anymore.
They don't slap the same.
They don't slap the same. And you know, it's one of these things where I feel like whenever they change, the ghetto is always affected by everything, right? Like whenever they change recipes in Cerevita or in Spars or in Chompkins, we feel it the most because those are the things that we eat when we are feeling.
I like how he's very consistent in saying we.
You know, so on a regular day, you're not going to find a ghetto youth, you know, spending money on Chompkins or an ice cream, right? So when we're feeling lavish, we'll be like, you know, let me get some Chompkins, let me get some Minute Maid. But whenever they change the recipe in those things, so I feel it every time. I'm like, let me connect with my roots. I'm like, nah, this recipe is not the same, you know. And the streets are not the same. The streets are not the same anymore. But I would like to reassure my people that this is it's deep cover. I'm still on job. I'm processing the reports. I'll share my findings very soon. Give me 2-3 years. 2-3 years. I need to. We're investing shares on this diaspora project. Want to see? You know, I will come back. I'll come back to my people once they give the diaspora voting rights. You know? As soon as that's done, that's my fight. That's what I'm fighting for. That's what I'm fighting for. That's really the mission. But I'm still very much part of the ghetto youth, man.
Okay. I mean, all I know is that in 2 to 3 years, the guy will be moving into Buckingham Palace and be like, what part of the cover is this one now?
Now I'm deep cover.
Deep.
Now it will be on another level. No, but it's all good.
No, but I'm feeling. You know, there's always a part when somebody's deep cover, like especially on those spy movies, when there's always, you get to that conflict of interest part. It's either the person who started off is deep cover as a police officer or is deep cover as a drug addict, and they get to that point where like, man, the other side is not so bad after all. You know? You know,
that's like the first Fast and Furious.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to be like, this guy's Paul Walker.
I was in Cheesecake Factory. I was like, man, this is not this is nice.
I live like this.
I could
Cheesecake Factory will do that to you.
You know, especially you know, you start listening to you're listening to Drake in Cheesecake Factory. It's you know, you start thinking like, man, you know, I don't think Killer T could, like, I don't think I could play some here. I don't think the vibe would be the same.
Oh man, we'll reach out to Killer T for his comments on said commentary. But no, man, now we feel that it's always it's I think so far you've been able to duck and weave most honorably in the court of 6 foot weights. Obviously, the judgment is not with us. The judgment is with the people. The people will let us know on the socials when they hear this on Friday, to be like, no, this guy, we need a new president.
This is Wagwan
of ghetto youths. Or if they're going to stick with ED, then they can stick with ED and co and see how things go. But we can move on to something that I found very, very interesting. I think it was a few weeks ago. It's like the social media thing, right? In terms of the dynamics. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. So, I don't know, this is probably 3 weeks ago now. There's I only know her from social media, right? Name is Miss Chindia. recently got married, and she obviously put it out on socials. And I think she was in, I don't know what it's called in Shona, but in like, what is it? Right? Where your aunties and whoever come with you to leave you at my man's, crib, yeah? So obviously she was doing what needed to be done, and this stuff comes out on Twitter. Twitter's divided. Hey, this is backwards. How are you doing this? And then others are like, you guys are soft. Wadi. And then also recently, Kandoro also puts out his own, social media wins where, you got your mom a car, and that was amazing. That was great. But I wanted to highlight one comment that some idiot had, where he was like, again, Shauna's terrible. Let me know if I got it wrong. But my man says, why don't you do this for your dad as well? Why are mothers just celebrating? Something to that effect. And I'm just like, I sat there and I was like, dude, read the room, what anyway. So my question to you is like, when there's a lot of things that we post on social media, but obviously if you're someone that has quite a following, you get lots of opinions, right? But like, why is it so? Why do these things create, these things in us as followers, for example, to be like, what would put me in a position where I feel like I need to tell you, why don't you do something for your dad? Build your dad a house. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why is that? Why isn't it just, like or retweet or say, hey, well done, man, and keep it moving,
Man, it's... I remember coming across that comment, right? And it took a lot. It took a lot to not, like, I kept typing and deleting what I really wanted to say, and the only thing that came out was like the only thing that I managed to say was like, where are you getting the stuff that you're saying? Like, because so far you're commenting on what I have posted, so where are you getting the information that my dad hasn't? Like, there's nothing that has been, why can't we stay here within the confines?
Like, what if you bought your dad a car? I'm not saying you did, but then,
Yeah, I tried to laugh it off, but the thing that bothered me more about what they were saying, because the reason why their statement was rooted in culture, what they perceive to be culture, to say, culture-wise, in our culture, your mother is not really your relative. Like, your people on your father's side are your relatives, right? That's what they were saying. That's what they were alleging, which is very, very scandalous thing to say, because your mother is the only person you can be certain you are related to.
Yeah,
that's actually true. Like, your mother is the only person you can be certain you're late. So if we're starting there, it's ridiculous. But even if you're going culture-wise, right? If we are saying your father, if we're using his logic, if we're saying your father is your relative and your mother is kind of like, just somebody you guys hang out with, anything that I do for my mother, we are assuming that I would be doing on behalf of my father, wouldn't it? So doesn't that make whatever I'm doing for my mother, like, am I not honoring my father by representing him well to this Mutoro? Wouldn't that be the logic? If you want to be silly with this culture, that's what I was thinking to myself. Could if I buy, by virtue of my mother not being my relative, if I buy my mother a car, that means my father is the one who has really bought my mother a car. Wouldn't it be so?
It would be.
So that's what I've done for my father.
You've taken that away from him, and you've taken it to yourself.
Exactly. So he can walk around saying, I bought my wife my car, if we are saying. But it's those things that really expose the hypocrisy with people just wanting to comment on things that they know very little about. It's because culture is the same, like the Mischindi example that you've used. It was rooted in people saying, culture is outdated, or culture. And man, I don't know, I'll probably get dragged for this, but I saw that and I was thinking like, bro, the person who was saying who you're talking about, this is Miss Chindia, bro. Who did this thing that you are not Miss Chindia, and you're saying it could never be me. Really? like man,
This man is rude.
That's hella brave.
What's the calculation that you're making here? Like we are talking about, you're saying it could never be me, but you know. Like Miss Chinda is the one who went through this process that you're saying could never be me.
Yeah.
Like and this you, bro. Like what maths are you using? Like show me your working. Show me your working, bro. Like I want to see how you're getting.
You show me your numbers.
Show me your numbers. How are you getting?
That's true though. No, honestly, that is.
Those are the things that I'll be processing in my head. I'm like, okay, oh yeah, but really, I think apart from like just on face value, right? Social media, what's social media? It's both a blessing and a curse, but it's emboldened people to say the most outlandish things about things that don't really have anything to do with them.
It's an entitlement, right? I think. For
it's
large part, like you get a lot of people that are just entitled because they think they follow you, right? And then they follow your journey from stand up to Twitter to the podcast, and they're like, this one is my friend, this one I can talk to him however I want. And then when you eventually live your life and make your own decisions and they don't agree with it for whatever outrageous reasons, then it's like, how could you do that? No, chief.
Kandoro, weren't they telling you about $50 that sponsored your life?
Listen, man. Like it's funny because that same guy was when I posted this thing about my mom, that same guy was in the comments saying, yo, congratulations, man, this is going to open up more blessings. And I was I was just like, hey man, that guy does too much. Like he's one of those people who I don't think, like, he's not a bad guy, right? But you know in Shona we say vanhu vanozarirwa, right? Like uyapapa. Uyapapa.
Understood.
Like you're just too busy. Calm down.
Relax.
Relax.
Don't hit send.
Yeah, like relax. Like if you noticed, he's somebody who wants to get involved in everything that's happening. Sometimes just take a step back. Just take it's like right now, me and you, Tabu, we are Lakers fans, right?
Yeah.
Are we participating in these playoff conversations?
I'm not there.
No, your participation is very much like you watch a game and you're like, oh, good game, well done, Luka, bad game, Steph. It's not you're not doing dissertations like the Lakers are involved. You know, you're not. It's not that you're not involved like the same way Patrick Beverly is. You're not doing dissertations about who has played bad or career stats. It's just, oh man, that was interesting. Oh, the refs are bad. Like from time to time, because at the end of the day, but it's this guy. It's politics. This this person has cheated. Dude does this. How? It's ridiculous. So it's
the Pat Bev reference was insane.
Bro, that guy is doing too much, bro.
No, that guy is a villain. He fully woke up to do 2 shows at ESPN to talk shit about Chris Paul. Like, yeah. Anyway, did you guys see the trailer for the new Game of Thrones prequel series that's coming out soon?
I personally haven't, but I've seen
the
House of Dragons one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I just got back, so where I was, internet doesn't really, it'd be like, hey, what are you trying to do? So so I have a backlog.
Yeah, I when I was in Skies, when I tell you, like, I almost lost my mind because it's and it's funny because like when you go to a certain place, yeah, that you don't go to like frequently, your brain is wired in a way that if you leave it exactly how it was when you left, right? So certain foods, certain experiences, it's like you can't explain it like verbally, but your brain, it's like a feeling where you know, okay, this is how it's meant to feel, this is how it's meant to be. So my struggles with network in Zim were there, but it was kind of like, okay, fine, it's just a little slow, right? But for the most part, calls go through, all these things happen. This time around, it was bad, fam. Like, it was, to try and call one person, I'd have to call like 4 times. You know, dial the number 4 times. You try to send a WhatsApp message. God forbid you need to send a picture, a screenshot to someone because that's not coming. You know, and it was bad. Things. So I completely understand where you are, where you're coming from. But with regards to the trailer, I guess the overall question was, I guess Kandoro, you can start with this. Is given, I think we're all here Game of Thrones fans, yeah. Or at least were until we got there. But you know, are you given how the sour taste it left collectively in all of our mouths? Are you excited? I mean, personally, I've seen it, so I'm cautiously optimistic because I saw some things. You know, they were very strategic in that they gave you the good things that we liked about Game of Thrones. We were like, oh, okay. So they were very smart in that they tapped into, you know, in as much as I'm upset, it was a toxic relationship in that, okay, fine, you know, lock the door. You know, it was those type of vibes, yeah. And I'm personally like, okay, I'll give it a try, I'll watch it. But from you guys who haven't seen it yet, what are your feelings at the moment? Just knowing that, you know, there's a series coming sometime this year. It's a prequel, you know, I think it's based on the first Targaryen king, Jani. You know, are you gonna watch, or are you still hurt? Or like where are you in the healing and recovery process?
It's, you know, like you said, that sour taste is like it's going to take a lot more. Yeah, initially I thought they needed, like, I think you need 5+ years for people to kind of like forget and start, you know, doing revisionist history and be like, nah, it's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. But now that I think about it, this would be the best time, or kind of like this would be the best strategy to kind of like undo because this series comes with the lowest expectations. Because that's true. Because of what just happened. So these guys who are making this prequel have zero pressure. Because if it sucks, it's kind of like, that's what Game of Thrones is anyway. But if it bangs, it kind of like undoes, you know, what that last season. So I get it. But also for money purposes, with what Hollywood has turned into now with sequels and prequels, it makes all the business sense for HBO to just pile on. Take money, you know.
And you don't have to watch Game of Thrones to get this one because it's way back.
Exactly.
So if you know, it's not a case of like they have to suffer through that last season to catch up. It's like literally just come into it raw. And if it's a quality thing, it's a quality thing. You know, they won't have to deal with any backlash from Game of Thrones seasons 6 to 8. But Senna, what do you say?
I'm not sure if you guys watched Breaking Bad and then watched Better Call Saul.
Nah.
Yeah. I watched enough to know what's going on.
Better Call Saul is actually a good prequel because it happens before, but then it like focuses on, you know, the lawyer and his journey, and then it's great, right? Like Better Call Saul is the best, is I think the way of doing spin-offs or prequels rather. The thing with Game of Thrones is just by virtue of association, you're going to have a lot of people watching. because it was still the most popular sort of TV series at the time. So you're still gonna get like a lot of viewership. So I do think the pressure's still there to get it right, because you just have a lot of people watching and a lot of people are just waiting for, give us something better than what we witnessed at the end of season, was it 8 or 7? I've forgotten which one it was. But at the end of season 8, like give us something that we can be proud of, that we can be happy with. I think it's hard because it didn't end on a good note. So then I think people will still have that negative feeling even when they're watching this one.
Are those DB and Benioff guys involved in this one?
I'm not sure.
I don't know who's in production. I have no clue.
They messed it up.
I wonder what it's like to be disliked by that many people.
And I watched some documentary about what caused that, and it was just because once they ran out of book material, they now had to write themselves.
But I mean, check it out, Senna. Like, how difficult is it? I think where they messed up was they were trying to, because there were a lot of fan theories about what would happen, right? They tried to think outside the box too much. They should have just picked the best fan theory about what would happen and just filmed that. They should have just picked, if it's a matter of marrying Daenerys and Jon, what they tried to do, like, Bran ends up as king, and you're like, what was the point of these 10 plus years of watching this show if you're going to make this?
Do you think it was a matter of them trying to...
Bran didn't even want to be king, bro.
Dog.
Like,
Bran the Broken.
No, it was nonsense. It was honestly...
I wonder what it's like to be disliked by that many people. And because the dislike is different from, like, if you're a politician, right? You kind of, like, justify, you like, they hate me because I'm winning. But, like, when you're being disliked for entertainment purposes, bro, it's like... I think I've never seen a situation where, you know how even when it's like Breaking Bad, people would dislike like a character in the show, right? And be like, we hate Cersei, or imagine somebody hating an executive producer. Do you know how much energy is required to read the credits of a show and find out like who's responsible for this episode? And people find
to be on the tip of everybody's tongue,
bro. To be as popular as people in the show, for people to know what you look like as an executive producer or a writer.
Yeah, no, that's a sin. That's a big
You've
sin.
messed
again,
up.
It's because it's one of two things. If people know you, so for example, with Marvel and the MCU, if you say Kevin Feige, great, because he's built something amazing. Exactly. So he's known for the right reason. We know Kevin Feige for the right reason. But for any other movie, think of your favorite movies and shows that you watch. I don't even know who the fuck produces them shits, right? And that's a good
half the time like, the director, you don't even know who is.
Exactly.
I still think to this day, I don't think people even know who Sam Raimi looks like. Like, and this dude is responsible for like what? Is it 2 of the best movies in the past 2-3 years?
Yeah, other than the Spider-Man movies. You know, I think did he do all 3? I don't know if he did all 3 or just 1 or 2 or whatever. But like,
no, I think he did the last one and he did Doctor Strange.
No, he did the first one. No, he didn't do the first Spider-Man.
I would have to check. I think it was some. I think, which one are you talking about? No Way Home.
No. I mean the OG, the Tobey Maguire one, the from 2002.
Oh yeah, he did. He did. He did that one.
Yeah, he did the Green Goblin one, and then Doctor Octopus and all that. So no, he was legit, right? And then he comes on for Doctor Strange, and I mean personally, I loved it. But you know, those type of situations where you know there's very few directors people know. Spielberg, okay, we know who Spielberg is. James Cameron, okay, we know who James Cameron is. Yeah. You know, like there's certain directors where like you say certain names, you're like, shut.
We know who.
But most of them, we don't know. We know, but we know your portfolio. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And again, to go on to your point, which is if people know you, especially TV shows I don't even speak.
Bro.
The only person who I know who produces TV shows is Shonda Rhimes. That's the
Exactly.
only TV
Exactly.
exec that I know. The rest,
And
I don't know.
And even Shonda Rhimes, this might be racism related, but you still find people who struggle to pick up Shonda Rhimes in a lineup. You
Or like
still
if-
find people.
If I
that
came
will
across her on
struggle.
the street, I wouldn't be able to know who she is. Like I wouldn't greet her and say, "Oh, that's Shonda Rhimes." Like I know the name, I know it's the black woman.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I bumped into her on the streets, I would not be able to say, "Oh, Nanyana Shonda Rhimes." Whatever. Nah.
No.
Might have a lot to do with misogyny and racism. That you overlooked that for
It's
this
giving.
It's giving. It's rooted in anti-blackness.
We'll speed past that one.
We'll speed-
The anti-black conversation. We'll speed past that one. But like, I mean, yeah, no. To your point, to be that disliked, I think is I, personally, again, like to what Senna tried to justify. You know, even without the material, I believe that there's some basic things in the sense that you've built up Cersei to be this villain that everybody hates more than Joffrey.
Bro.
You know? And it's like we all know, we all watch movies, we all watch shows. We're like, okay, when you've built up a villain this well, their death has to be, you know, like we were all waiting for that moment. And you're telling me she got
can't
crushed
be-
by some rocks.
It can't be a
Jamie.
construction problem. It can't be.
Exactly.
It can't be.
Like,
It can't
come
be
on.
construction related.
Do you
Like,
think it
come
was
on.
just a matter of
Nah,
overthinking,
man.
potentially? Like just
They definitely did, bro. But to their credit, now I don't know if this is to their credit, but to them, I understand the pressure, or I would try to understand, because that show was watched by they are nearing 1 billion people. If we're entering like actual HBO numbers plus piracy, right? We are talking 1 billion people, right? So you have that pressure where each episode costs 10 million to make, right?
hectic.
To be responsible for something like that, you would need, like, we are talking therapists on retainer, just to stay on track, bro. Because I don't even know. I don't even know how you're able. So but at the same time, if you have all those resources to keep you in check, bro, like how are you cocking up a situation like that? Because
That's my point. Like you have a team. Nobody in the team was like, guys, this one. Like you know what I mean? Nobody looked at him like, chief. I don't think.
This is the one.
Like the whole team, fam. Like, yeah, nobody spoke up. I'm like, listen, this might be my job on the line, yeah, but like this makes no sense. And then for people to still go on and make the things. Me, when I saw things were going left was when I mean at that point things had gone way left, but I think it was in the final season where they was it Gendry ran where they were going to kidnap that White Walker. Gendry ran in the space of 5 minutes of the episode from where they were to the Night's Watch, and then 2 seconds later the Raven is at Dragonstone, and then 2 seconds after that the dragons are in the north, beyond the wall. And it's like, fam, like literally we could tell there's no more time, fam. Like the first few seasons, I rewatched Game of Thrones I think 2-3 months ago, and if you compare the first
Everything
couple of
took
seasons,
time,
if someone says, right, I'm going to King's Landing,
that,
King's Landing was 4 episodes, bro. 4 episodes of travel.
So another thing also that I didn't understand, didn't they make the final season 8 episodes?
It was
6 even, no? 6 or 8.
But then they took
6 or
2
8,
years
I
to
can't
make it. So
And-
yeah. Anyway, you guys are getting me upset all
And
over
it's
again.
like, and it's like, why are you rushing? But yeah, but have you guys seen this? I don't know if there's a trailer yet, but Amazon is a lot of the Rings is developing a lot of the Rings series.
Oh, I haven't seen that trailer yet, but I heard of that.
Are you Lord of the Rings fans?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I follow. I've seen everything. I've seen the Hobbit series, so I'd watch it if it's out.
Yeah, because apparently they spent upwards of $1 billion developing it. So I'm very.
I think no. Amazon is laundering money.
No, definitely.
That money, that's just money that needs to be washed.
Like that man is cleaning cocaine through Abu because it does not make sense at all.
No, the things that they're greenlighting at Amazon, like I feel like even me with no writing credit at all, I could go pitch something and be like,
give me that.
Cool, we'll slide you a couple million, Yeah, we'll let you produce because wow, some of the things they're worse than Netflix. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. Hopefully we can keep this one under control. Because I know we can get carried away. No, it's not that type of thing, gentlemen. I know we're very passionate, but because I happen to have two Manchester United fans on the pod, I'd like you to sort of give me a quick summary of your feelings on the season from day one, where Ole was at the wheel this season, to when he was not at the wheel, to where you are now with Ralph Ragnick, and what you feel. Did anything change? Are you happy? Just general. I in my notes I said putting a bow on the United season. Mr. Kandoro, as you are our guest today, please help me wrap up the season for you guys. There's really nothing. We can do it now, because there's nothing that you're playing for on Sunday. So we can wrap it up now.
Wow. That's rude. That's very rude. Hey man, it's been a tough season, man. It's been a tough. I don't know if there's another way to put it, but it's been a tough season. What made it extremely tough was all those moments of false hope. Starting with Ole. Yeah, I think we were in the running for a lot of things when the season started. We were feeling good, like, oh, this is the season that Ole has figured things out, and we quickly realized that it was not. Especially I think with the coming with Varane and. Ronaldo coming in. Ronaldo starts off. I think Pogba had 7 assists in the first 2 games. You're like, oh shit. Oh. And then things start falling apart just as quickly as but the thing that was very disappointing is we keep changing all these things, but the things that really needed changing, which is the culture, the directors, it didn't change nearly as quickly as it needed to be. But man, I'm an optimistic person. I like Ten Hag. I don't know how his name is pronounced. I don't know. Is it Ten Hag? But yeah, man, what I've heard. I just want people with conviction. As a coach, I want people who can say, like, if I can have a coach who is like Mourinho 2003, 2004, up to 2007, who shoots from the hip.
Yeah.
Any team can go far. Like, the same way Conte is, that Conte attitude where there's no political correctness.
Yeah.
They just say, if you're losing today, I'm resigning. I've seen videos where what is it? Where Ten Hag was calling out this player, and apparently he sent him out on loan. That transfer window. And I was like, okay, I need someone like that who can tell Maguire, like, if he can transfer him in the middle of the game. I need that. But yeah, I'm very optimistic. We just need to sell half the squad, and we're good to go. Like, We're good to go. I'm optimistic. I don't know if Senna feels different.
Nah, Doug, I think I agree with you to a point. Like I've always felt that the problems at United are deeper. They were deeper than just Solskjaer. It was deeper than just Mourinho when he was there. It's higher up, Doug. Like it's probably a cultural thing because some of those players are very talented. Some of them, like in key positions, like you can't have a spine of the team that's Maguire, McTominay, and before we had Ronaldo, you need a proper spine in a team. Liverpool got it right. They got Alisson, Van Dijk, Fabinho, and then the front players, right? So once you get the spine of a team right, it's proper. The issues I've had was Mourinho said he wanted a centre back, and then the board was like no. And then Solskjaer also said no, I want Haaland, I want this player, and the board was also like nah. And that was before Haaland even went to Dortmund, right? So you look at it now and you're like, a lot of the decision making and the culture of decision making at United is different. City, they get, what's his name, Mangala? You don't even remember Mangala. But they bought Mangala, 45 million, it didn't work out, they shipped him out, gone. Chelsea, same thing. They got Morata, it didn't work out, shipped him out, same thing. So at United, we'll buy Maguire, we'll buy Bailly, we'll buy Lindelof, we'll buy Fred. If it doesn't work out at board level, someone says, no, we can't sell these players. We bought them, make it work. But then you can't tell a manager to make it work. Sometimes scouts get things wrong. And the player comes through, he's not...
Bro.
You had Bebe and all those guys. Sometimes it doesn't work, right? So I think I'm glad Woodward left. And I share your optimism. I'm also optimistic in that we'll start to see a change in culture. But then if the culture doesn't change, doesn't matter if you have Mourinho there, Guardiola there, you can't get the best out of a team when the executive is messed up.
Yep. We definitely need to lose a few.
Is Woodward gone?
He is gone.
I think he left in December or something like that, right?
Yeah, and then some of the scouting guys have also left. It's like you need that ruthless. The one thing that Abramovich did well for Chelsea, and I always remind Chelsea fans of this, that ruthless, I don't care if we're taking a loss on this player, it hasn't worked out, It hasn't worked out. I'm not about to waste my time. Dude, we've been...
And you know what's funny? Even though, again, you guys are talking about United, every time Chelsea have lost, right? We just lost to Liverpool again in the FA Cup. And any time we've suffered an embarrassing defeat where, we shouldn't have lost, I'm always looking at the coach, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, the players can mess up, but there's certain things where I just have to look at coaching. And I look at, for example, our Premier League form, 10 draws, 10 draws, and I look at where we are on the log. And our losses, we've lost only 2 games more than Liverpool. And look where Liverpool is. And to me, I circled those 10 draws that we had. And in as much as, yes, you can blame the players and ABCD, what I always tell Chelsea players, because now there's a divide between Chelsea fans. And there's the Chelsea fans who will say, right, the seat that Tuchel is sitting on needs to get a little bit hotter, and that's where I am. I'm not at sack Tuchel, but I'm not at Tuchel do whatever you want. I'm sold, and it's because one, our culture as a club is not that. We're not the club that says no, it's gonna be okay. It's the player's not listening to you anymore. Okay, my man, there's the door. Let's find someone who the players will listen to. And that doesn't mean you're a bad coach, because all the coaches who've left Chelsea have gone on to find success, right? So it's not like, we're not sacking you because you suck. We're sacking you because your voice is not doing the things anymore. And I've not been impressed with some of Tuchel's lineup, some of Tuchel's tactics, because again, you can't get all the credit when we're winning Champions League and all this, 6-7 finals in a span of 15 months, like, okay, fine. People sing your praises, justifiably so. Then when things don't go the right way, you cannot be the same person who's like, hey, but the players. But it's the same guys. These are Lampard's boys. You came in, You rejuvenated the guys. Our defense was crazy. We weren't letting in any goals. Same guys. You know, we've only added Lukaku. That's the only difference in the team. Lukaku.
Yeah.
You know, but otherwise, last year's team was this year's team. You know, and you can't tell me that I can't look at the coach. Who else am I supposed to be looking at? Because it's not like Werner arrived. This is Werner and Havertz's second season. You know, so you know. Anyway, that's just me. You know, from my side, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm looking at Tuchel with one eyebrow raised. That's where I am. Like, you've got another off season, fam. Impress me. But if things are still going like this by December this year, if the board decided sack him, if this new owner is on that Abramovich tip, you know, I wouldn't be, you know, I'm not gonna cry. If Tuchel gets sacked, I'm not gonna cry. That's, you know, that's where I am with that.
But I wonder if Chelsea will still have that same mentality that, you know, if it's not working with Torres, he can go. If it's not working with whoever, he can go.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's going to be very interesting how we go, but I hope they do, because, you know, at the end of the day, in as much as people might criticize Chelsea or Roman, like, look at the trophy cabinet, bro, since 2002. You know, like, come on, like, you can't even compare. Like, it's not nice. We've lost some managers that we've liked, some nice guys, but
or like
guys,
Frank.
people come in and they win, fam. That's our legend. But it is what it is, fam. Frank left, we won a Champions League. It is what it is, man. The game
must
is
have
cold.
hurt.
But yeah, speaking of football, continuing the conversation, but bringing it local, bringing it closer to home. Highlanders and our favourite rivals, Dimbare, were playing at the Barber Fields this past weekend. I didn't watch the game, but from what I saw in the aftermath, shout out to Next Level Media, that's my brother-in-law's company. Shout out to you, Albert. He captured some footage that was very questionable, to say the least. I first got sent a picture of the referee with his foot almost at the head of some, I don't know if it's a fan, a coach, or whatever, but again, if you just get sent that screenshot, Senna, the first response is, what the fuck? Right. Then I then got sent the video of how it built up and how it ended, and it just looked like a shit show. And then I saw another video of Dimbare fans lifting up the goalposts and vandalizing them, and it's like, what happened at this game? You know, so I guess, Senna, can you shed more light in terms of, I know we won, right? 1-0, if I'm not mistaken. Which, that's great. But what happened? What sparked all of this off?
So, I'm sure we all know, anyone listening to this podcast might be aware of the rivalry between Highlanders and Dynamos, right? It's been going on for years, like since before I was born even, right? So add the whole Matabeleland and Mashonaland tension, you always get a chaotic game sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So what happened here, Highlanders was winning. I think Dynamo's player went down. It didn't even look like a horrific tackle, but he tackled Highlanders player sometime towards the end of the game. I think the guy's name is Andrew Tandy, the Highlanders player, and then his leg got broken in the immediate effect. You know, like those injuries where your leg...
Wait, whose leg got broken?
The Highlanders player, right?
So he was tackled by a Dynamo's player?
Yes. And then his leg broke.
Oh, shit.
On the field. So at the time, Highlanders leading 1-0. It's coming towards the end of the game, I think. Dynamo's player gets a red card. All hell breaks loose. I don't know who was wrong, who was right. Lamy, I also saw from like the cameras, right? Kandoro, I'm not sure which team you support in Zim, but growing up, right? So my mom banned me from going to Highlanders and Timbari matches, particularly for that reason, which it just gets out of control. So fans invaded the pitch. They started fighting with the ref and the linesman. And then obviously, once a few fans go in, a whole lot of people are just going to jump in, and it just becomes a mess. The game, I think, was abandoned with a few minutes left to play. I think there was like 13 minutes at a time. They didn't even play all of
Sure.
them. Didn't even play all
Sure.
of them. So afterwards, they were like, "I, no, cool." But Kandoro, Mr. Kandoro, did you ever go to these intense matches?
I've never
Each
been to
tournament.
one that turned out to be intense, like on a hooligan level, but
Yeah.
I've been to a few Dynamos matches with my father before.
Okay.
But do you know, I think about our Premier League a lot because you know you are in that space. You're in that space where you try to compare. I mean, things that are happening in South Africa, the good things that are happening in South Africa, the things that you want for your Premier League to also, you
Yeah.
know, to also happen. And when you see things like this, you're like, bro, how are corporates meant to put money in a league where
Dog.
somebody can? It's not so much the hooliganism, because that's everywhere, right? I mean, people are going to invade the pitch even in the Premier League or in La Liga, but for somebody to tear the net at a goalpost, to lift the steel, to bend the like, that's a different level of hooliganism.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's like thinking, okay, bro, we get that you're frustrated about your team, but what's the plan here?
What are you doing?
Like, what are you doing? Are you? Because this is where, after all is said and done, if whatever you're protesting has been resolved, how are they still going to play that? This is an expense towards your favorite team. Like, how are you processing? So it's those kind of things where it's sad, man. Because I really, like, I remember the first question that you asked. I don't remember. Was it Senna? Was it Tabo? You asked, or did you? Or you were saying I didn't watch the match, and I was going to ask you, like, where would you have watched it? Like, even if you wanted to, where would you have watched it? So it's those kind of things.
It's
where
no
you're
longer
like,
broadcast on SuperSport now, is it? I think there was
Wow.
an incident.
It used to be on like SuperSport 9 or
Yeah, I
something.
think there was an
Like, I think
incident
that's
a
the
few
one
years
for
ago.
African leagues.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think there was an incident a few years ago, and then they didn't renew their agreement to come broadcast it again. I'm not sure, but but yeah, I know I don't have the option to watch it from here anymore. I did a few years ago.
Yeah.
but it's that situation now turns to a blessing in disguise, you know, because you're like, thank God the rest of Africa didn't get an opportunity to see this, you know. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you know, it's only going to hurt, you know, players, because we're talking about players that are earning, you know, $50 per match, $100 per game. If you're the highest paid player, you know, if we were to put TV rights into this, that means more money for these players. But there will never be a time where they will put these people on TV because they know this will happen. So it's a very sad situation, man. And I would say, if we had a normal country, I would say, I hope the perpetrators are brought to book. But like, you know, if the referee is like, you know, the referee forgets that he's a referee, is like he starts participating in the hooliganism. It's like,
And the funny thing is, I think both clubs released statements the week leading up to the game, saying, "Can we please have the match in the spirit of unity and togetherness and whatever and peace, no hooliganism." And then
I feel like that actually emboldens people, you know, when you say that.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it unlocks that thing as in some human beings, where it's like, it's kind of like as a kid where your mom like, don't climb the tree, because your mom said don't climb the tree. Now it's like, now I want to do it, you know.
And now it's
whereas
okay.
if she hadn't said anything, you would have probably not even thought about climbing the tree. Now it's some people have the spirit of dissent in them, you know. So when it just becomes a big deal, like, no, guys, let's keep this peaceful, please. And then they're just going to look at any moment where it's like, could this be a trigger moment? Yes, this is a trigger moment. Right. Let's
go.
rile up the fans. you know, and they're always those bad apples in there, you know, and that's why I'm a bit, because everybody, I don't think you need to tell anyone, let's do this peacefully, right? Let's come to this football match and let's be. I don't think that's something that needs to be said.
A call for
because
peace.
all of us are gonna show up, you know, and I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to beat up niggas at Papa Fields. You know what I mean? Like that's not on my plan for the day. So I don't need you telling me, hey, please let's be peaceful. You know, and I think you're talking directly to the people that I'm talking about who have that switch in their mind where by telling them not to do it, yeah, basically say, I dare you to try. Yeah, I guess that's my take on that. I think they shouldn't be doing that, calling for peace thing. It doesn't. I think it emboldens those people to, you know,
but I guess
try some shit.
In defense of the organizers, right? They're doing it from experience, right? So like I said, this is something that's been going on since before we were all born, right? And I'm not sure if there's a proper lasting solution to it. The only thing I'll say is maybe they've tried all means. They've tried police, they've tried I'm not sure if they've tried playing the games behind closed doors, but that's obviously not in the interest of the
No, I
clubs.
mean have a more police within the fans where the sections where, you know, have like a you know 10 cops in all the rows and sections. Within
and you know the thing with cops is that if you want them, because they would treat this as a private function, right? Okay. So they want to be incentivized to be there, right? With the current state of our country, no policeman is going to put themselves in harm's way for the sake of protecting the game. You know?
Yeah.
So
beyond
beyond issuing out a statement in the spirit of what pay whoever you have put in charge of security so that they feel incentivized to nip whatever is happening in the bud. There's videos of police officers walking past violence as it happened. Like we're talking police officers with K9s. They could have easily nipped this in the bud, but they're like, hey man,
Quick, fast.
Nah,
I'm not
make a business decision.
You know, I'm not like, what does this have to do with me?
Like, why am I? I'm just watching. I'm here to watch a game.
Exactly.
Bro.
So I would do the same. It's like nothing is going to change. Imagine being harmed. Like, I mean, a police it's actually, as it stands, it's actually in the best interest of the police officer to move out of the way, because you are going to like there might be likely that all this violence is just a ruse to beat up police officers in the name of hooliganism. So the police officers are like, hey man, I know niggas might want to lay some hands on me. Let me excuse myself. Let me not give myself any reason to do anything. But yeah, just that's you find that's the issue with most Zimbabwean things, right?
Yeah.
A match between Highlanders and Dynamos is in everyone's best interest to go well.
Yes.
It's a good look for the Premier League. You know you're going to have good numbers there. You know, with the way everything, it's just exciting.
Yeah, you've got corporates, you've got scouts, you've got everything.
Exactly. So why not make it a good day? Even if you say, we are sacrificing all the security at all other games and making sure that all the police in the city are there, do it. Because have you seen now the reaction? The Premier League has been suspended.
Yeah, until when? 29 May or something like that, until they hear there's a hearing or something, I don't know, investigation, I have no idea.
But that's now affecting everybody else.
Every other team.
Yeah.
Every other team that wasn't there.
Who had nothing to do with it.
And even it's that thing of saying, okay, even the guys that are suspending this financially, what is the thinking behind this? Is it because you're not making money from the Premier League at all, that you're like, oh, we are going to use this as an opportunity to shut everything down? Or how does this even make sense? Imagine somebody does things at your workplace and you're like, we're going to shut down the company.
Right?
You know, just before paying.
It's not in the best interest of the woman working in, I don't know, in whatever department is not involved
Yeah.
in any of your shenanigans.
Exactly. It's rooted.
Nah, I don't.
It's rooted it's giving.
It's giving.
Man, shout out to the giving ladies, man. Like it's like it's every time I see a tweet that starts like that, I don't care how it ends. I move over, because more often than not, it never ends well.
No, it never
Always.
does.
It never ends well because it's a thread. It's a thread.
Always, man. So, Mr. Moyo, you wanted to talk about groove hobos. This is the term, ladies and gentlemen. This is the term for today. Groove hobos. The reason why we are talking about groove hobos is that there was a thread that someone posted on Twitter where entitled somebody was mad at him for asking for his money. So again, to add a little bit of context for those who might not know, basically he went and he posted on Twitter is that he says that I had settled this broke ass Hans bill as a favor to a friend. They all paid me back collectively. This one was so sour that she added this as a reference. So for everybody obviously who's not seeing this, she sent the guy money, right? Sent the guy money back, and then in the reference you'd usually put what the money is for, right?
Yeah.
In the reference part of it, she put broke cheese boy. So she called my man a broke cheese boy, and then he goes on to say, it's 300 rand short, and I'm the broke one. You can't even pay back the money that you owe. Hans are so entitled. You weren't even my guest. Why are you so sour that you have to pay for alcohol that you drank? Aibo. So the friend of the dude then texts this one who sent the money, Eshotileo, saying, how much money did you send the guy? She says 500 rand. She responds, she says, Batong, yeah, short. And then the chick responds and says, Wait, as soon as Hadi says, you know, this shit is going left. So she goes, it's all I have. Tell him that. I'm like, like, wow, okay, the audacity. So then he's posting this on his Instagram. He says, please have some shame. This hand even blocked me. And then he says, this is why you gotta bounce random hands from niggas. Groove hobos, please stay home. Guys, only go out if you have money or if your friends say they have your back. Don't harass random strangers trying to have a good time. That was his bit of an information session on Twitter. Mr. Moyo, what is your view on groove hobos?
Mr. Maps, you know I've got very strong views on this one.
No. We cannot unleash said archives on the podcast.
Let me allow me to interject you. This is the second time that you guys are talking about not unleashing.
No, I think this one I can speak about. So,
but before the Senna Tabo, you. Let's take the podcast to another level, guys.
Okay.
Because there was,
where are we going?
There was. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
I would love for you guys to start unleashing these files because I think people are being emboldened in their ridiculousness because they know you guys are good guys. Just surprise them. Just surprise them. One episode where you're just like, you know that person who you're talking about to say came at you and talked about the invitation, and you're like,
yeah.
Oh, I want because they might listen. Like, man, just surprise them. Let's take the podcast to another level because people are being outlandish because they know you guys are good guys. You know, they know you guys are good guys. But that's all I wanted to say. But I'm very keen to hear This
The
group
thing is,
hobos.
I don't even think the story I'm about to tell is that hectic. I'm not sure. Maybe Mr. Maps is referencing a different one. But
Yeah.
Okay,
but this
go
this
ahead.
is something that I noticed this one time when we went out to Cubana here in Cape Town, right? Obviously, as a group of guys, you get a table, blah blah blah. It's nice, and then you start ordering drinks, right? Now the thing is, when there's a lot of you, and then maybe one guy brings a female friend, or she comes with another friend of hers, right? So now you've got maybe 2-3 girls that are hanging out with some of the other guys there, but you're still a big group, right? So what I started seeing happening is, on the moment we bought a bottle of something, right, whether it's strong stuff or it's the sparkling stuff, all of a sudden these girls just started hanging around. Like, like, I hate to say it this way, I won't say it this way, like flies to dirt.
Roaches,
Like
bro.
roaches. And literally they all start moving around closer, and then next thing they're there, like within, like sitting by the table and pouring themselves drinks. And there was,
Bruh.
you know how shocked I was. So I decided, I was like, no man, what the fuck's happening? So I take the bottle, and guys, don't do as I do, because they might start calling you a broke cheese boy.
No, I said you really are a broke cheese boy.
Nah, this is after we delivered a whole bill the previous time we went out. I was still traumatized from when we spent a lot of money going out, right? So what I did, Mr. Kandoro, I took the bottle of alcohol and I hid it right next to me where I was sitting.
Yeah.
No, because I just wanted there to be order before anyone who wants to drink, they come through me. Like, Sana, can I have? I know you. I'll pour for you. Because now all of a sudden there were these like group of 5-6 girls that came out of the blue. I don't know where they came from, who they are, or whatever, right? But they were incredibly entitled. All of a sudden, yo, can we? And they go to one of the boys. Like, oh, sorry, can we please smoke your hubly? Like, bro, my man's is not about sharing the thing. Like, who said he wants to share with you? He doesn't even know you.
It's COVID times. It's COVID times.
Exactly.
It's COVID times.
Nah,
For me, it was
It
the
was
audacity,
shocking.
right?
I didn't even. I asked
So then-
everyone, I'm like, bro, do you know who this is? And niggas were like, no. I'm like,
But there was
there
another one, Mr. Maps, that I think you missed, right? So after all said and done, right, now people must go home, right? So one of the girls was talking to one of our boys. And then he comes in, he's like, this girl says she needs transport home. I'm like, so tell her to go home. We didn't come here with her. Who invited her? I'm like, no, man, you tell this hand to go cabins. You know what this girl
Needs
did?
transports.
She says,
Needs.
I don't have money. I'm short for an Uber. Okay, so my youth, what's the story here? Like, no, my Uber, I think it's gonna cost, I'm short 35 rand. This is what this girl said, literally, out of her mouth.
Yeah.
I'm short 35 rand. She said this to one of my boys. Now, hear me out. 35 rand is, I'm not sure, when you convert it into pounds, you divide by 20. Right?
It's probably like
It's
$2.
yeah, £1.75.
Yeah, £1.
barely $2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's barely £2, right? So, so she's stuck with this money and she can't go home, right? So, like, Chief, when you came out tonight, this is us asking now. So, when you came out tonight, you did not envisage paying for your own transport home. What was the plan?
What was your plan?
What did you envisage? When,
Do you
when
know
stepped
the
out?
thing that is even frustrating me is bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm wired differently, right?
Yeah.
But there's this thing. It might be a new thing called self-pride. You know,
That's actually
I personally think it's a very important thing because if you are broke, right, I would rather
Yeah.
say I don't have Uber money than say I'm short 35 rand. I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
I would rather say
so the thing is-
I don't have the full amount.
So the
Right?
problem is
Yeah.
when I was getting there, My boy was like, no, I just need to give this hand 35 rand. So the whole story, I'm like, no. Hold up, chief. What do you mean you need to give this person 35 rand? Like, no, she needs money to go home. She doesn't have it. I'm like, why doesn't she have it? Like, we're out.
Like,
first of all, who is she? Let's start even there.
Right.
This is not Red Cross.
So my boy was really very happy to like just settle it and just say, hey, go cabin. Here's the money. And then I was just like, no, but let's interrogate this further. Why is it that when you came out, you didn't envisage any situation where you might need your own transport home to where you live? Like, no.
It's not even safe to think like that.
And then she went on the defensive and started calling us broke.
For real?
Yeah.
She was calling you guys broke.
Yeah. Then that's when we're like, chief. Yeah.
Like you don't have 35 rand right now. Like Bruh. 35 rand, like and bro, it's I had the ridiculous thing. I have a similar situation, very recent, but it's ridiculous because I placed myself in that situation. That's the
wait, you gotta tell us.
So I don't. You guys might have heard about this place called Gemtree in Harare now. So I think because I was in Zim for about 6 weeks, right? And I think the first weekend I got there, my sister had just gotten married. We hadn't started the project that I had gone there for. So I was like, man, let me go out with my boys. We go to Gemtree. It's we're just hanging out. It's boys. So because of this whole King Kandoro thing, from time to time you get somebody coming to say, yo man, I like your stuff. From time to time, I don't drink, right? So what I usually do is I will either have cherry plum or whatever, right? And because it started off as a joke, right? Everybody that I hang out with drinks. And everybody that I hang out with drinks. So I remember somebody coming out, because to avoid the whole going back and forth to the bar, I just got like 3 or 4 cherry plums and they were in a bucket. And then one of the people that came to say hi to me noticed that there was a bucket of cherry plums. Does this person not tweet this?
No way.
You know, on some boys, bucket rema cherry plum or something like that. It was all in good humor, right? So the next time. So
wait, was this a guy or a girl?
It was a guy.
Who tweeted this?
It was a guy.
Okay.
It was like boys, my cherry plum, and it was all in good humor. So the next time now we go out, it's still at the back of my mind because it's like, man, I don't want, because I think rather than explaining to somebody like, oh, we have cherry plums because we don't drink, I'm making my guys look like broke boys because they got cherry plums. So I was like, you know what? Let me get my guys a bottle. So I got my cherry plums, then I got a bottle of Jameson, right?
Yes,
but what that meant now is that I was now emotionally connected to this bottle of Jameson. because as soon as it came, I was now auditing who was drinking it. and in my mind, there were people that did not deserve to be drinking it. I remember there were, beyond people just coming to me to say, there are other, my friends have got friends now. They are coming and sticking around. I remember seeing this guy reach for the bottle. Like, he reached first time, poured a little bit, put some ice in his cup, and this man tried to reach again. I was like, hold up, chief. You didn't even say hi to everyone in this, like you just said hi to the guy you're standing with, and now you're reaching for the bottle. Like, that's not even proper etiquette. You at the very least
manners.
say hi to the,
Tumrek.
It was like that. I remember thinking to myself. Like, man, this bottle life is very stressful. Like, is it?
Yeah, it is, dog.
Is it because I don't drink that I'm noticing all these little things? But because I was still thinking about how much I had paid, and you can't just be drinking willy nilly. I don't. Even the guy that you said hi to doesn't really know you like that. You know, so it was very offensive. It was very bad. But I remember taking that bottle, like niggas drank and they were like, nah, we can't really finish. I was like, okay, let me take it all. So I took it all. I was like, it's.
You took it all.
I did. I absolutely did.
Yeah.
No, I realize I don't think I will ever buy a bottle again because I would rather somebody accuse me of being a broke boy because of drinking cherry plum, but that the stress of auditing, that bottle, man, it was just I didn't even have fun. I was just,
No, honestly, but you see the problem for you. At least you can have that experience, yeah, and be like, you know what, I'm good. But then the thing is, yeah, Sean, we are in debate, and we are always constantly fighting the stereotype
Allegations.
of this malicious propaganda that we do to spend money. So it's like I've been in too many situations where I'd rather not even speak as to how many situations where I've spent more than I wanted to spend. Now I'm upset that I spent this money because I was like, no, you know what? Just clear the allegations. Exactly, I'm doing this for my people. You know what I mean? Like I no one told me to, but I feel the social responsibility for my people. Where it's like, hey, there's some Ndebele guys over there. Yo, them niggas was popping bottles. You know what I mean? Like it's like one of those things where it's like, alright, cool. You know what? And also I blame my wife because she did that in the beginning of the relationship. I was like, no, listen, we can get Viceroy. Viceroy is like $10. And she looked at me, she said, Viceroy. And I was like, yo, okay, all right, sorry, all right, fine. Jameson and above. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's those things where it's like, all right, for you're Shona, I'm the really now. Like, I have to do it for my people. Like, I didn't have Jameson money. It's like, nah, it's like, okay, fine. I plan to use this money for this. Fine, let's redirect these funds. Let's see how we can balance these maths later. But for today, I'm carrying the material and flag for the people.
You can't even say you like Viceroy for the taste or from. you can't beat the allegations. You know
you can't.
Oh, bro, it's true. That's why, man. I'm a cherry, and you know the thing now is I discovered mocktails. You know, I was like, oh shit, these fats, because you know, mocktails is basically a smoothie they make at the club. So and I'm a big smoothie guy. So when I discovered, I was like, oh shit, like, you know,
this is the next level.
This is the next level. So and that guy that I was telling you about, that was like, how do you know about mocktails? That was the thing that they were now trying to be like, as a ghetto youth. How do you know about this shit? But what that does now,
that's actually very rude.
Yeah. What that does is now I can hide behind, you know, because the thing that will sell you out about with the mocktails is those very shapely looking glasses. But it looks like you're drinking just like just like everybody else.
I mean, but the thing is, even in uni, they would tell us, like, listen, because obviously all of us are a bunch of, you know, teenagers and whatnot, or early 20s, and they would tell you in the counseling sessions, like, no, if you don't want to feel pressure to drink, you know, when you're at a party, get a Coke, you know,
right.
and people will just assume you're having Coke and something. You know, so like it's just this thing of people don't want to see your hand with nothing. Or in your case, if I see clearly that you're drinking cherry plum, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing drinking cherry plum, you know. But if I see you with a Coke, I wouldn't even think twice.
No.
You know what I mean? Like in my mind, I automatically assume you got something in your cup.
You're one of us.
So these are some of the things that you can do if you feel like you don't want to be pressured. Obviously, you weren't pressured to drink, but for some people, they do it because of peer pressure. Like if there was no peer pressure, they would never be caught dead with a glass of something. But because the boys are here or the girls are here, you know, next thing the person is now within the soaks. And it's like, I don't know, but I think I felt you on the auditing thing. I think me and Sen are on the same page. Like, if you're not within, I personally will start to have flashbacks from when I'm in the office and I earn this money.
Bro.
That's what happens to me if I just see the wrong person touching. And I'm like, and the thing with SA, bro, that's the thing that vexed me the most. I'm like, who are you, bro? Like, how do you boldly come up to me? Like, I had a bottle of Moet in my hand to myself, and the son comes up to me on some, why aren't you sharing it? And she even brought a cup.
What?
She brought a cup, bruh. She's like, bro, can you please pour for me? I'm like, Chief, bro, who are you? Who are you, bruh?
Like, I think, bro, like how this conversation initially started, like, right? I think it needs to be investigated where women get this
audacity. Oh yeah,
like it's because I think if we investigate it, find the source, we can use it to power. Like we could get rid of load shedding. it could power a section of the country. Like we could get, because do you know as a gent, could you even imagine walking up to someone? Like, I mean, you have the audacity to go and pour, but like women go a step above. They will interrogate you on something they have no shares about. Like, that's a different level from, because what we do as men, right? That's just theft, right?
Yeah.
That's just, you're just pouring a drink, you're just stealing, right? It's a different level of guts. But like, we are talking about somebody who walk up to you, see you holding something that you bought with your own money, and make you feel like you are holding it for them. Like you are inconveniencing them by holding on to something. Like, that's a different level of audacity, bro.
And to the point that you even check yourself, like, wait, am I doing the wrong?
Like, what's happening?
Like, not even a point that you check yourself, right? This will play on your mind the moment you get sober, when you're dealing with your hangover, because now you're dealing with second-hand embarrassment of somebody insinuating that you're a broke boy for holding on.
It's like when
something that is yours.
It's like when I hit the bottle at the club. No, I didn't. So I didn't actually I literally took it, and everyone who I knew I had it, and everyone who I didn't know I had it. So the next day, right, I'm not thinking about it in the sun is out, you're outside of the club, you're like, no man, was that normal behavior?
Bro.
No. SA is a different animal, bro. Like, I've never seen that. And this is why I love my Zim queens, bro. I don't think I'll ever, and I don't think I'll ever see a Zim hun pull up on you like that.
Yeah.
No.
Like that shamelessly. Like, at least you would know, like, to some extent. You know what I mean? Like, to be called a broke boy by a Zim hun, I feel like there needs to be some sort of, you know, knowing each other. Maybe it might not be a lot, but these hands didn't even know us from where, bro. When I tell you, Uti, and what was funny, Kandoro, when the Tobbles finished, they disappeared, bro. It was now the niggas that I knew. It was the moment the last one went, right, I looked around, there was nothing, they vanished, bro, like the Avatar. When they needed them most, they were gone.
It's ridiculous. But no, but Zim hands, not to excuse them too quickly, is like they won't necessarily do that, but like I still have visions of, you remember that girl that recorded that it's a few months ago, that guy who was going through the bill and he took off his sunglasses,
and she was recording laughing
TikTok Yeah, she's doing that.
Oh,
Harore
yeah.
video. Like Zim
Yeah.
hands are meticulous when they are now, because I don't know who that person was, but I know that wasn't the first time she had seen such, and she was like,
She was
"You know
ready.
what?" She was like, "You know what?"
The world needs to see
She was
this.
like, "You know what? You're not going to get away with it this time around." Because Zim hands are meticulous, man. Like when they're fed up, they will. I remember a story that I had when I was still a young boy. I think this is before I even went out on a date. This is like, those stories that you overhear from your older cousins. They were talking about this situation. Like, this is back when people used to take each other out to Eastgate in town. This is before Joiner City. This girl was talking to this guy and was like, "Yo, let's link up in town," and they link up at around 2 p.m. right? And the girl calls the guy to find out where he is at exactly. I think one of the first things that she asked was, "Where are you parked?" and my guy's like, "Hold up, what?" like hold up, what do you mean, where am I parked? Like it was ridiculous to him because the girl who was asking where you parked knew that this guy didn't drive. So I think the guy immediately knew, okay, there's other people around who are meant to be hearing this. So the guy quickly made a plan. There was a friend who had a car, drove to where these people were. And lo and behold, the girl had bought a few friends.
Of course.
Apparently they were ordering, I don't remember what place they said they had gone, but they were ordering like fancy, high, and yeah, the guy, at some point, the guy faked a phone call and left. Faked a phone call and left. And this was the first time that I ever heard of people having to clear their bill by washing the plates I was so young, and it was such a funny story to me. Now, as I grew older, you see how situations like that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, honestly.
You can see how situations like that, and women are not nice people, bro. I think that's the summary.
Because no, you feel like in that situation, just to kind of close this, in that situation for me, right? If I see things going out of control with the bill, I've been in, at the club with the boys, and I see, things are getting a little bit out of control in terms of this bottle situation. When it now it's looking like it's going out of my parameters, I'm like, hey, gents, what's going on here? Because for me, I'm here. This is my section here. So if y'all are going to continue in this direction, let me close my tab here. Y'all do your thing. Everybody has that switch in them. If you see things are going like, no, hey, chief, y'all are now pushing it too far. And then if there was, no, don't worry, we got you. It's like, all right, cool, we got you. Or it's like, okay, cool, pay your bill, and then that's it. You pay your bill, and that's it. You call it a day. There's no way I'm dying for the sake of, hey, no, we had to pop bottles. Fam, I got a home, bro.
Let me ask both of you a question from what you just said.
Yeah.
Who would you rather call you a broke boy? Your boys or random women?
Random women.
Yeah.
I'll never see them again.
So, but random women have Twitter, bro. Random women. We're talking random women, but they're random to you, but they know who you are. But versus your boys, who would you rather call you?
Nah, let the boys do it. Because at the end of the day, even if if they're calling me a broke boy, Oksala, we're still homies. You know what I mean? We're still going out. You know, we're still gonna have a good time. So rather let the boys
it's
have
a tough
party
one.
with that.
It's a tough one.
Because like you said, women will destroy you mentally, fam.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Because I was thinking about it, right? I was thinking about it. Like our boys' trip in Dubai. We had an Excel spreadsheet, bro. Like we were, those instances where you go out for lunch, one person clears the bill. As soon as we get to the Airbnb, hey, Excel.
Immediately.
Who had immediately?
But
right?
but
so
there's no shame in that, right?
No, because I take, like, bro, I'm a married man. All the amounts need to be accounted for. I can't come out of this trip any more in the hole that I should be. So there's no shame, and so it became our little inside joke with the boys. Like, if King pays for anything, best believe it's going to be accounted for. But random women, bro. Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know.
It's tricky.
I don't mind. I don't think I'm up for fighting broke boy accusations anymore. I think it's if I'm broke, then I'm broke.
Oh,
I'm a peace dog. Like, if someone calls me broke, like, it's not even going to vex me. I won't even be upset. I'm like, thank you, leave me alone. Like, I don't have it.
Bruh.
My boys will know roughly where I am. Even if they call you broke, they just know where you are, like, financially. They have an idea. They may not know to the exact amount, but they know okay, up to a point, then I can do X, Y, Z. Up to a point,
you're good for one bottle, not two.
Yeah,
cool. We can push him here, but they're like,
and they'll still be your friends after that.
Senna, you haven't woken up to somebody to some random tweet saying, like, all he's got going on for him is that he's light skinned.
No, but you know what? My chat is
take the way away what do you have left.
It's, bro, because do you know I've seen some. Man, Twitter is not as wild anymore.
Right?
I've seen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true.
Like, before people,
the Twitter hands have cleaned it up, fam. They've cleaned it. They've it's giving it to death,
bro.
There's nothing.
Before people were woke and were saying it's rooted, and I remember one instance where this girl said, and she's a pretty popular girl, like, to this day. She had dealings with this guy and they fell out, and I think she said, the only thing he's got going on for him is good dick. But that nigga is that's all he offers. And and it was such a terrible situation because everyone knew what she was talking about. Like who she was talking, because I remember thinking to this day, I remember thinking, I don't know what goes on in women's mind, but they are not good people because more than what she was saying, right? Do you know the part that is meticulous, right? There's nothing worse than knocking somebody down while it seems like they're giving you a compliment, because that makes their statement credible, right? Because if I was to come to you and to see you, Senna, and say, no, Senna is a good lawyer, right? That's how I start that sentence. Like, I'm giving you props as a good lawyer. Then I knock it off by saying, what like something that is completely terrible, or I call you it to whoever is in the audience. They're like, Kandoro is objective. Do you get what I mean? Like, Kandoro, his insult is objective enough. Look at him. He just said Senna is a good lawyer, so this nigga must be broke, bro, because she wouldn't say this. That's what that girl did. Like, no one even looked at that sentence as coming from a haterish point of view. it looked like she was speaking the live, and I was like, wow. To this day,
Oh wow! Now that's
Hectic.
villainous.
bro,
That's a menace to society.
bro, to this day, no one ever discounted that statement because they were like, oh, if she is genuine enough to say, oh, he's got good dick, then
It means that he's
whatever
genuinely
she said-
broke.
Exactly. He's like, and we're not talking. She didn't say this guy was broke. She used a sentence that I can't remember, but bro, that man was reduced to his body part. Do you know how? Do you know, like you are reduced to natural resources. Like beyond that, this person was saying you have nothing going on for you beyond what. I'm not strong enough.
I think
Basically, I'm not.
I think I've gotten,
emotionally, I'm not strong.
I think I've gotten myself into very difficult financial situations that could have been avoided if people just knew that I was broke. Like, I think I don't know, dog. I just feel like if people knew beforehand,
Yeah.
I wouldn't also go through a whole bunch of lengths, right? It would just be, I leave him alone. He's fine. Let's ask Tab. You know?
What do you mean? Why are you bringing me into this?
No, I'm just saying, like, no, this one, you know, I wouldn't mind that. To be honest, it sounds like a very peaceful life.
So you don't mind chowing bench for this one?
Nah, no shame, I'll chop it. There's actually one of our guys we used to go to high school with, one of our seniors from high school, who's perfected the whole I'm broke, even though we know he's not broke. Lwake. Guys, I'm broke. I'm not money. I don't have money. But then you see, it works. Like, you just say it.
Nobody believes that shit. Nah.
I was thinking about this yesterday. That, you know, I need to start sending messages in the family group chat on can somebody give me money? Because I remember seeing this tweet about, apparently there was a Malume who sent a message in the group chat to say like, yo, hey, can somebody help me? I'm broke. And one of the people in the group chat tried to message him privately, be like, how much do you need? And he was like, nah, man, I was just saying that so that nobody comes to me asking for money. Like, and I was like, oh shit, that is that is very,
that's
very
smart.
That's smart. You know, it's a very peaceful life when people think you're broke.
Yeah, no, I think let me start doing that as well. Like, guys, this month, it's difficult. But then the problem is that now on socials, when they see you at brunch and it's lit.
Start posting noodles on your WhatsApp story.
Like tonight is for ramen.
Nah, if you are in the diaspora, niggas would think it's by choice.
Yeah, that's true. Ramen is a delicacy for some others. Ramen is a delicacy, bro. But Mr. Moy, we've run out of time to get into a couple other things that I wanted to get into. But the one thing, because I know I already sent you this homework, Mr. Kandoro, and the people asked us as well. This would be probably our Zama segment. They asked us to take a look at a thread on Twitter. And the only reason this is relevant is because Senna has fought so hard to justify bestie relationships. That has been the hill that he continues to fight on, right? And this thread came at the perfect time because I'm like, this is hilarious. Because I've always been telling Senna, I'm like, no. My genuine belief is if you two are besties, you and said girl are besties, yeah? There's always one out of the two that has feelings for the other. Always.
Bro.
It might not be 2 for 2, but 100% you're guaranteed one likes the other romantically. It's just a fact, you know? Because again, relationships and friendships, the only difference is that you guys are not really smashing. Yeah. It's just the romance aspect. But otherwise, relationships are friendships, right? That is your bestie in a relationship. At least it should be. So, again, the thread is again, I don't know who this is, but this person says, let's play a game. If you have a male best friend, send him a text saying, is it that you don't find me attractive at all? Because all my friends get intimate and have sex with their best friends. Why is ours different and boring? And the guy says, post your responses under this tweet. And yeah, the ladies were posting. And I think it's irrefutable evidence at this point that if Senna still wants to deny this, then I'll be, then you just know it's stubbornness. It's really stubbornness at this point, because the number of men that I saw who broke in those screenshots, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. People admitting, like, yeah, no, actually the thing is, I've been trying to hit, but you've always been shutting it down, and all this predictable shit. I was just laughing, because I was like, yep, this is exactly how it is in a lot of these situations. But anyway, Mr. Kandoro, what did you think about the thread? Is there any that really stuck out to you, that you were like, nah, this is serious?
No, I saw. I think the funniest thing was the meme where the guy is receiving a wine, and he starts taking off his boxes in there, and everybody's like, whoa. And that's really what it is, like, right? Like somebody, like what you were describing. Somebody comes to you like, oh, if a girl was to come at you and say, oh, why are we not smashing, or something like that, you're like, oh, where have you been? It's by the time but I think where we are at a disadvantage as men, right, is even if you're not the one with the feelings, even if you're the one, if an attractive woman was to come to you and say, why are we not smashing, bro, like, bro, if you don't have any other reason other than unfaithfulness or holding you back, 9 times out of 10 you're going to say, even if you had thought about it prior, or if you hadn't thought about it prior, 9 times out of 10 you're going to say, hey, okay. I think it's in the wiring of men to just be foolish. We are very, very simple-minded human beings. Like, when it comes to somebody offers you sex on a plate,
you taking that?
You take it. It's like, I don't know if it's in the guy manual.
Those are free throws, bro.
If somebody offers you, if you're single, you don't have, like, we are just best friends out of being best friends. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not violating anything. Somebody comes and offers you sex, whether you just came from sex just before, okay, it's let's see what we can do. I think that's where the disadvantage is. Where I was seeing like is where people are now saying things like, oh, I've always felt like, I'm like, my guy. You're about to talk yourself out of this situation.
Yeah. Now it's going too far.
It's going too far because we haven't ascertained whether for this girl, because I refuse to believe that there are women who sent that message purely as a prank. I think women were using that prank to assess the situation, right? So now, because also I would like to believe that half the people that were receiving these messages are also on Twitter. They know where it was coming from. Keep it cool, my guy. Because this could turn into a real thing. Like, there's no need for a dissertation where you're like, oh, no, my guy, like, hey, where you at? I'm coming there. Let's bro, I'm seeing people talking about feelings. I think there was one that really disappointed me, man. There was one that really, really disappointed, because I was like,
I think I know the one that you're talking about. I was like, it was like 2 pages, and I was like, like, the moment it's like 2 screenshots worth of content. I'm like,
a man went in.
Now, if you're waxing lyrical about this thing, it's like, no, guy. Like, no one said they're looking for Shakespeare. Are you down for the thing or not? That's
That's the thing. Why are you waxing lyrical when you are the one who's being propositioned for this? all you had to say is yes or no.
Exactly. Exactly. Someone says, "Yo, do you want the job?" And you go, "Okay, this is why I deserve the job." Hey,
It's giving.
hey, chief.
It's giving capitalism, and it's rooted in what is the pay? What are, like my guy. But yeah, man. I think it was just a funny. It was really a funny experiment, and I'm glad. The initial tweet was from a guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that man is responsible for a lot of men getting laid this week. That that man, and my only hope, it's not really either way, because I was about to say my only hope is that it doesn't complicate other situations, like people who are already in relationships. Because I saw a few screenshots like that where people were like, "Oh, there's my girl" or something like that, but. Either way, I know we're going to get good content on social media. Either way, we are going to.
So wait, hold on. I've just seen one. Oh my god, this woman is terrible. So she says the message, yeah? And then my man responds. He says, "Wait, are you for real?" And then she goes, "Yes, I mean it, dear." And he's like, "Actually, I don't know how to. I just don't know how to put it. But since you've given me the go ahead, let's do this." And then he sends kissy faces, which that's kind of cringe. But then she responds and she says, "For real?" And then he's like, "Yes, nah." And then she responds, "You've disappointed me," and then goes on to block him. Like,
wow. What the hell?
So literally, at the bottom of the screenshot, it says, "You've blocked this contact. Tap to unblock." Like, that's mad. Why are you blocking the guy, bro?
No, that's cruel. That's cruel.
That's mad.
Because nah.
And then this is now the guy who starts. He's waxing lyrical a little bit. This is not over revving. Girl sends the text.
Yeah.
Guy is like, "Where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Is this really Mike Kelly?" I'm like, this is where I see things are going. Things are now going left. And then she responds. She says, "It's me. Please answer the question."
Yeah.
He goes, "Kel, Kel." He goes, "You're the most attractive girl I've seen in my life. You've got the body and you're perfect. Honestly, I don't think any guy would find you unattractive. You're attractive, but But common, your best friend, you're like my baby sis. Oh, okay, wow, this is not weird."
Wow,
hectic.
Wow, you're telling.
So I don't know where this is.
You're telling your baby sis that they are attractive. What in the Bang Bros? What in the Bang Bros is this? Like what is happening here?
And then this is the worst one. My man, he's got, this is a good 2 paragraphs. I think that's the one that you saw. So I can't even read the whole thing. I'll just go to the end part, the last chunk of text. "You're so much attractive to me. If I had the chance, even in the future, I wish you or someone like you as my love. Again, seeing you with people who makes you happy is always my happiness too. I like it when you tell me about your about your love, happy life. It makes me feel good. I'm not a relationship guy because I'm always feeling that I can't ever find the girl that'll love me as my best friend, maybe."
Hectic.
Bro, you just talked yourself out of it. Like,
bruh, this is us catching L's in the gender. Why would you say this? Like, I'm embarrassed, bro. Like, what the fuck are you saying that for?
Some comedian actually once said that most of the time it's in our hands, and then it's just up to us not to mess up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Literally.
Don't fumble. For you is literally she's already, I can't remember who it was, but he was essentially saying that a woman has already decided. Like, nah, listen, Sena's my guy. It's his. And then it's on you not to fumble.
And you're like,
right?
And you're like, nah, but listen, I just want to, like, my guy. I just want to make
all
sure
you had
that
to do
was
just shut up and be there, bro. Like, literally.
Like, bro.
But yeah, that thread was quite enlightening. Mr. Moyo, your final comments on this bestie situation. Are you still maintaining your position, or you need more evidence?
No, I'm still maintaining. I'm still maintaining my position. This thread, the people who will post on the thread are the people with whom, obviously, the response would garner more likes and attention, right? So I'm sure there's others there who sent to their bestie. The bestie was like, no, my guy, Gadi, what are you saying? Nah, Jack, we good. We're homies. Si sharp. We in pinch. So I do think a lot of those responses was obviously selective or indicative of the ones where it came back in that way. Mr. Kandoro's right in the sense that as men and you're single and you're offered sex from someone beautiful, someone that you find attractive, I don't know what it is about our pre-existing disposition which I think if there are no other factors, you're not committed to anyone, most people would not say no.
Bro.
But I maintain that you can have a male or a female best friend. I think it's very possible. I think those can be the greatest of friendships.
No, Senna. I think I've cracked the case, Tabo. What Senna is saying, Kuti, for a best friend situation between different sexes to work, one person has to be absolutely unattractive.
That's not the case, though.
No, because all that you said was if we from your conclusion of this whole thing was our predisposition as men. If you are offered sex from a attractive person, of more often than not, which we agree. So for
but I qualified my statement.
Yes, that's why I'm saying for this best friend situation to remain purely, somebody has to be ugly.
No. There have to be boundaries.
Yeah.
Not that someone has to be ugly or anything. There just has to be boundaries.
What boundaries are there if somebody shows up in a booty short and they are already attractive?
The boundaries are that, for example,
now they've given you the green light.
The boundaries, for example, are that you don't send texts like all those people were sending. That's one, right?
No.
You don't put yourselves in weird, awkward situations.
So, Senna, you're putting it on her to not send those texts.
No,
that's what you say?
Both your responsibilities to make sure that your friendship remains within certain boundaries.
No, but Senna, here's the thing. Like, say we are at UCT, right? There is no boy-girl relationship that starts off from strangers. Like you are in the same class. No one starts off, like, if we are being honest, no one starts off a relationship with an attractive girl, person, boy, whatever, with the intention of being friends. No one looks at an attractive person and says, "Oh, that one is going to be my friend." It can end up that way for different reasons. Maybe it's the wrong time, somewhere. Maybe what. But no one looks at, like, people you might end up. So we are saying the starting position is recognizing attractiveness. Even as boys, right? The guys that we hang out with, you always try to hang out with people that are like as tall as you, just give off the same vibe of cool, or are like into the same sports, right? No one is not like. So the same things happens with women. You're always trying to round off friendship into something favorable.
No. I think you can set boundaries. So, for example, right, I can't then wake up and decide tomorrow, in the same way that I can wake up to Tabo and say, "Yo, Tabo, I'm going to crash your place tomorrow. You'll sleep on this side of the bed, I'll sleep on this side of the bed," right? Yeah. We can do that as male friends, right? Yeah. But with a female friend, I can't do the same thing. because boundaries are important, right? Because I must draw
Yes,
that
you
line.
can. If you know you
But-
guys
but-
are not
but-
attracted to each
but-
other, there's no
guys,
But
problem.
wait,
yeah.
let's no. Let's
attracted
let's ask
We
you.
can absolutely
let's,
share it.
Let's actually interrogate that, because what you're explaining to me, Senna, is if there is pure friendship that has no outside intentions,
Yeah.
I should be able to absolutely show up and crash at your place.
No, guys, let's be honest. Let's be
But
realistic.
if there is already preconceived notions of attractiveness, then we're going to insist on boundaries.
not even. So
but
boundaries.
if we are boys, Senna, if we are boys on some, I think of you as my little cousin or my relative, I'm going to show up, maybe not sleep in the same bed, but I'm going to show up whenever I show up. There's no need to communicate anything prior. The same way you would do to Tabo. Because the thing with your relationship with Tabo is not necessarily because he's a guy. It's just good. That's your relationship.
No, it
Right?
is. No, but also because he's a guy. And that's I don't care how you say. Your wives tomorrow can't wake up and say, no, Mang Mang's my best friend or he's my close friend from wherever. I don't look at him that way, but we're gonna crash in the same bed. Come on now.
Well,
it's
you
gonna
just said
be
my wife.
no, you both have wives, right?
I mean, it's going to be very tricky for her to do that. Like,
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
No,
right?
that's-
Ultimately, the boundaries will still come into force, right? Irrespective of whether or not you find the person attractive, unattractive. If they're the opposite gender or a gender you're attracted to.
Wait, hold on. Senna, question. If said bestie is unattractive to you, do you still believe that you need
Yes. I'm not gonna go crash in
that's
her
an
bed.
outlandish question.
No.
I would not do that.
Listen, I
And
think
that's the thing.
You can even look at locals at animals. The reason why they would go, if you go to a zoo, they would say never ever stick your finger in the cage of a lion, is because even though that lion is fed every day, they are going to do it. Like it's a possibility.
But
It
Tabo,
is in the
I
realm
think,
of possibility, but that's what I'm saying.
Tabo,
They work as long as there are boundaries in place. And
I
there's certain
found
things that you
another
can and
angle.
can't do.
I found another angle, Senna. I found another angle.
Yeah.
Found another angle. So here's the thing with female best friends, people of the opposite sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is almost this unspoken thing when there is different levels of attractiveness, where people who beyond you and the person, it's you can go around saying, "Oh, now we boys. Now we boys." That's and it almost denotes the attractiveness of that person. Where if that person is attractive, if the person of the, like your girl best friend is attractive, we won't hear you saying, "Now we're boys." You maybe clearly insist on you guys being best friends, but even the questions that you're getting from outside parties will kind of tell you the different levels of like when somebody is not attractive, Senna, no one is asking you, "Oh, what's the relationship between you guys?" Like, no one cares. That's what I was saying. Like, no one is even asking. No one is even inquiring about what's happening or what's happening with you guys. Your friendship
That's
will
true.
be the most undisturbed relationship ever, because everyone knows it can only be genuine friendship.
And that
You
is,
get what I mean?
and that's fine. But
But-
even with that person, between the
Yeah.
two of us, there
Yeah.
will be boundaries. And there will be certain
is
things
not
in
true.
place.
But that's
There
what
will
I'm saying.
be.
But that's what I'm saying. There won't even be need for boundaries because everyone's
Yeah.
position is clearly communicated. Like that person, if they know they are the least attractive party in this relationship, they know their boundaries. You don't need to communicate.
Even if we found her in your bed, dog, like we wouldn't, like literally.
we know
probably got drunk, that's
it's
it.
code
Like-
related. It's nothing sinister. It has something to do with the weather.
Exactly. No one is raising. There's no commission of inquiry
Bro,
on you, Mr. Bond.
That's
Like,
the
we
thing.
won't Even,
So your insistence on boundaries is because subconsciously you know there's a possibility of something happening. That's our argument.
No,
that's
not
our
really.
argument. To say, no, our argument is when people insist on boundaries is because, like Tabo was saying, the whole lion thing, den thing is those things need to be communicated because you are afraid of messing up this nice vibe with this beautiful person, and if things go sour because the sex is whack or whatever, things don't work out, you will lose that friendship. But bro, when the person is not attractive, even if it doesn't work out, you're like, hey, it didn't work out. It's an L. Everybody moves on. But we are insisting on boundaries because we recognize that this person is attractive. If somebody violates boundaries, it's going to be her. We need to be honest.
No. It can be you still. It can still be you. People like to act like it can't be you. It can be you. So Spoona will see you coming from there, and you'll be like, no, gents. No, it was a mistake. No, I didn't. What
that'll be in Zara, bro.
And that's what I'm saying.
Zara at that point.
But what I'm saying is, I agree with what you said, Kandoro, in the sense that often we can't ignore forces of attraction, sexual attraction, and all these things, right? They're realities.
Yeah.
But that's why it is important in friendships where you're attracted to that person's gender or sex to have boundaries in place. And then your friendship can work. And it can be mature. And it can be very fruitful.
There you go then. You just said where you're attracted. So we need you to qualify your statement. We need you now to go back to the earlier statement that best friend relationships that can only survive if the other party is ugly.
No. If there are boundaries. I'm maintaining my statement as I said it, and I'm not changing it.
So the boundary is the boundary of attractiveness.
The boundary is the boundary. And that's why I gave
so that you've been had.
No, that's why I gave the sleepover example, right? Because even though you may not find that person attractive, Tab, but you're not gonna go sleep over at their place.
Bro.
Why not?
Why
not? If I'm single, if you're my bestie and I come over, I don't know what, studying or whatever, and there's no attraction, but if I'm gonna cry, I'll be like, listen, bro, I'm gonna crash at your place. And it's not even, like I said, there's no sinister aspect of it. It's pure.
And you probably say it in those exact words. Listen, bro, because the understanding is that we are bros.
So you guys are telling me, the both of you right now, Uguti, if you had female best friends, you would definitely totally crash, same bed, everything.
Who are not attractive and it's understood. I think it's a very important qualifier. Who are not attractive? If see, the attractiveness is on both parties. If I know for a fact that this person, this works both ways, right? If I, as a guy, believe that this best friend of mine is not attractive, best believe I'm not, I'm not going to have any second thoughts if I'm stuck in that situation. But on the flip side now, if the girl best friend, the only reason why she would allow me in her vicinity is if she also believes that I'm ugly enough or I'm not attractive enough for her to be interested in this turning into anything. That's how she would only, So it works both ways, because she's only going to allow me to break this boundary of, because she's like, he's not cute enough for me to even consider breaking this. So we're going to sleep, and best believe we're going to sleep. But if niggas is attractive, it's a tricky one, Sam. It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Especially if it's that attractiveness that other parties see and other people are like,
consistently asking.
You guys are just best friends. If no one is asking you about the state of your best friend, somebody's ugly. Someone is ugly in this, and it's acceptable. People understand that this is genuine friendship. you know, they are just here to study. They are study buddies and what. But other than that, it's a lie.
Anyway, gentlemen, I think let's leave it here. Senna, please go ahead and reflect on your arguments.
No. I've made my point. I think you guys walk around with friends that you think are ugly and unattractive.
Man, I'm just glad this part of the podcast is towards the end. Like, otherwise, you know, someone's going to get dragged. You know, I don't know. So I hope me. By the time
it's not me.
it's going to be a few people that will listen to this, and will know like this is the real 6 foot weights. Fast.
These are the goods.
These are the goods. But yeah, man. What a discussion. What a discussion.
All right. No, gentlemen, it's been a good one, Mr. Kandoro. Thank you so much for pulling up.
No, thank you, guys.
We look forward to episode the third time you pull up again to undress Mr. Moyo.
God knows where I'll be at the time.
Friends.
Mr. Moyo, any last words?
No. Obviously, thank you so much for coming through, King Kandoro. By the way, this is a separate shout out. I really enjoyed your new stand up.
Thanks, man.
I've listened to it a couple of times. Yeah. The obviously the jokes at Nick Mangwana's expense were. I'm surprised he hasn't reached out to you.
Nah, he's still holding on. I don't think I've. You
haven't brought him out yet.
That part was almost. It almost sounds objective because it was intentionally said in English. Whenever you say things in English, God, they sound objective. You know, if we translate that part into Shona, it's a lot of so and that more often than not is going to get you a reaction. So I don't know. Maybe we're working on something.
Okay, no, it's brilliant. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm Mr. Prodigal Son, so anyone who wants to check it out, YouTube is.
I think it's available on YouTube.
Yeah, it should be on YouTube now. Yeah, man. No, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. No. Looking forward to a whole lot more.
It's an exciting year. I'm very. Man. It's an exciting year. There's something that we are working on. It's very different. From anything that I've done before, because it's not for the first time probably in my career. It's nothing to do with making fun of the government. so
wait, one last question from me. Propaganda. Obviously, sometimes I come across the videos, I share it, I watch it. Do you have like a set format in terms of when you release it, or is it sporadic at the moment? It's whenever you feel like it. So
with this season, right, what happened was we did the first 4. It's meant to be 10 episodes in a season. Yeah. Right? But what happened is I had to go to Zim in the middle of this season.
Okay.
So those episodes that we meant to do were not recorded yet, and I thought I would be able to do it in Zim, but I just didn't find the time. So we're getting back to it now.
Okay.
So we'll probably start seeing some new episode as early as next week. That's the plan.
Alright. Mr. Maps, that's all from me. One last shout out. There's a youth by the name of Kudzaya R. Kafesu. Very interesting. He's like a religious listener of the podcast. So sometimes he'll like debrief and he'll send me his analysis of what he thinks of the topics, the episodes, voice notes, everything. So I just thought I'd give the shout out to the youth. Keep them coming. I might be slow to reply sometimes and all these things. But we appreciate the support. Goes without saying.
Dope. And obviously to you, the listener, you know what it is. Like the ting, subscribe to the ting, retweet the ting. And if you don't, we're inclined to believe you're a hater. Guys, cheers.
Laters.
Cheers.